Welcome back, everyone. NicknLex here. Thank you so much for joining me to another episode of Music with Nick. Today we got a marathon for Michael. I think this is his first or second marathon. I do appreciate the help and of course the sponsoring of this marathon is going to be very interesting. We got some Black Sabbath lined up. As you guys know, I've done some Black Sabbath, but I've never really dove into the whole thing, especially because I wanted to save it for reaction videos. But so yeah, so but I never really knew Black Sabbath from before, so this is a good opportunity to catch up. So we have 4 songs we're gonna do for Michael today. One is on YouTube only, unfortunately, but the other 3 we are getting from Spotify. We're getting the audio, so it's very super good quality. And the last one might be pretty good because I mean we do have the YouTube file here, but sometimes, as you know, some YouTube videos are not the best, so I do apologize if it's not super good. But this is Chomi. So let me just go over the songs we're gonna do for you guys today for Michael. So we're gonna start it off with I guess this is very epic. I just did a video with some other reaction creators, with some other reaction channels. That was Jim Newstead and also Doug, and it was also Dean from another Prog Dog, and we were talking about Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, and how this actually has at the same time they're recording this, they're recording Tales of a Topographic Ocean in the same studio. So it has some Rick Wakeman on here, if I'm not mistaken. So what I'm gonna do Bloody Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. This is originally from 1973. Then we're gonna do The Devil Cried. This is Black Sabbath with Ronnie James Dio. From the Devil Cried album. It says here, this is a remaster, doesn't say which year. And then we're gonna do Tomi Iommi, basically solo. This is Tomi Iommi featuring Skin, and this is the song Meat. That's what we're gonna do. And then the last one, we're gonna do some early Scorpions from 1975. This is their 3rd album. We're gonna do, this is called Fly to the Rainbow, the album. We're gonna do Drifting Sun. Okay. All right, so I'll be right back. Give me just one moment and we'll start. All right, we're all ready to go. And Rick Wakeman is basically on track 4, not on this track. It is on the album though, but we're not gonna do that today. But it's on called Sabra Cadabra. That's the track that Rick Wakeman is on. I'm super intrigued now to hear that, but we're gonna do the tracks that were requested. So let's start it off with Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Here we go. that is that riff. I don't even know what tuning they're using. I did bring my guitar because it's always interesting to, figure out Black Sabbath licks. This is not too complicated, but it's very good. And I think this is their fifth album. Um, Still with afterwards came Sabotage, Technical Ecstasy. I think Heaven and Hell, that's when um Dio jumped in for Ozzy, but this is so good. I'm gonna try out after the song that doom doom dude. It's so low. I don't think this is some kind of tuning that is not like the 440 tuning. So we'll try out the riff and but this is a great song. It's a lot of fun. I love that it has also some acoustic sections there when it breaks down after the chorus. So really cool tune, really awesome. And I don't know. I thought when I just heard the title, I was like, I think this is pretty much. I think this is from their first album because it's Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. But no, it's actually 3 years into their career. So very cool. I'm loving it. Um, let's continue after this song. I'm gonna try and figure out if I can actually figure out the riff just for fun. But let's continue.
Everything around you, what's it coming to? God knows as your God knows, but bless all of you. Sabbath, bloody Sabbath, nothing more to do. Living just for dying, dying just for you. Yeah.
Very cool. Very good song. Very short solo there. I love how Tony Iommi started to like solo really like very technically and like longer in Heaven and Hell, but I haven't really heard anything. We've done one song of Sabotage. We did some of course Paranoid, some of Master of Reality. We've been all over the place with Black Sabbath, but not really consistent. But let me see. I just want to see how they were doing this. Okay, guys. So I did figure out the riff. So I did have to go all the way to drop D. Like so, basically, your fourth string is a D, and you tune the sixth string to a D. So you have this. Otherwise, you can't really play it. But I think that's crazy that they were doing that in '73 because the first riff is like this. Right, and then the other one is like this. Just really cool because it's like a chromatic riff. Really heavy stuff. I love it. All right, the next song is by Tomi Iommi. This is collaborating with Skin. This is the song Meet. Now we're going to pull this audio out of a video from YouTube. So if it sounds a little different, that's the reason. But it's still gonna sound awesome. I also upped the volume of the microphone a little bit because I did notice right now when I stopped that it was a little bit too low on the lower side. But sometimes that happens. Windows computers, you turn them off, you turn them on, it kind of like moves a little bit. Sometimes the configuration of the volume kind of like fluctuate. But here goes the Tomi Iommi song with featuring Skin Meat. Here we go.
You taste what you want from me. You taste all of the gristle from the bones I need to stand up to you, to live up to fools. It's too troubling. Can't take what you like from me. Can't take all of the vision that your money leaves. Don't be careless now, just a pretty babe and good covering. You can't hide, no, you can't hide the way you feel. You're just dead inside this need, but just smothering. You can't run, no, you just double crush and cry, without asking questions why. It's all covering. Dark eyes, beauty's never cheap. Dark hair, dark lips, maybe that I want to cheat. See my sorry face in this love that fails. It's all good for me. Slick baby, that is warrior. Slick way strong is the ego that I
like
want
it.
to test. In your head of lies, got me down to size. It's so credible. You can't hide, no, you can't hide the way you feel. You're just dead inside this need, but just smothering. You can't run, no, you just double crash and cry, without asking questions why.
Yeah. Very good.
You feel that you're falling for a piece, yes, there can the sadness that was running before, welling up the dread, for us all so bad. I'm not worried. Oh, you saying all the lies you shed, so cool, so good. The picture follows crazy, got this gun for kills, second hand is me. I'm not hurrying. You can't hide, no, you can't hide the way you feel. You're just dead inside this need, but you're smothering. You can't run, no, you just double crash and cry, without asking questions why. So criminal. You can't hide, no, you can't hide the way you feel. You're just dead inside this need, but you're smothering.
Very cool. Very cool. So it is. I was looking in the comments. Give me 1 second. I think it's a little bit too loud now. I was looking in the comments. It is a girl. Um, uh, she did an amazing job, and this is supposedly here. I mean, I don't know. Comments are comments, but it's like this album gave me a taste of doom metal. I've never really heard doom metal, so I don't know what he's referring to. I think doom metal sounds very like dark and but I love the riffing. I mean, Tony Iommi is just famous for just always kind of like handling out like demonic riffs, which is awesome. Since I've everything I've heard sounds freaking dark, and Black Sabbath is just like, yeah, it has just like that vibe which I love about them. They're really like sinister, like nice, distorted, riffing since they came out. So basically, that's why a lot of people give them, the credit they deserve, that being the creators of heavy metal. This was a great song. I love the solo. I loved, like I said, the riffs, but I loved the lyrics as well, and just her voice, the way she was really like taking it really high and really really good. I mean, this is a good collaboration between this her band, or I don't know if it was his band, but it's Tony Iommi. I don't know if he just hired her, or if she just collaborated, not hired, but if she just appeared on this track, or if they have an entire record together. But it's very very good. Everything was like top notch, and yeah, definitely goes on my list of songs to of songs or album to listen to. Is really really good. I did enjoy it. So thank you so much. Thank you, Michael, for the introduction. Now we're gonna change it up a little bit. We're gonna do some. So we have Ozzy on the vocals. We have Skin on the vocals, and now we're gonna do Dio on the vocals. Ronnie James Dio, and I know that because I've done the album, I've done some um songs of this album, of this lineup, that they would call it Heaven and Hell. This, when Ronnie James Dio joined the band, it's more like Heaven and Hell, Black Sabbath. So this is from the album The Devil Cried, and this is the song. Oh, The Devil Cried. All right, here we go. Ronnie James Dio on the vocals. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about. This jin 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 jin, and then jin 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 jin. That's that demonic like factor. I love it, man. It's so Black Sabbath. I love it, and I also love that it's not so it's like not like Iron Maiden or Judas Priest. That's really heavy and dark. I like this, and I mean his voice here is so epic. He sounds like that he lives in a castle, like literally. Like every time I listen to Ronnie James Dio, I can just imagine a guy like sitting at this on a throne with a cup of wine. It's just like he has this. When you listen, I mean, of course, not the when you listen to him like this, you can just transport yourself into this universe, and of like dungeons, and I don't want to say Dungeons and Dragons, but what I'm talking about this whole like the stuff that he sings about, like wizards, and it's just amazing. He just has that feel.
Things come together. I know it sounds quite strange. I won't be smart, just clever. It's the law on the other side. Just a tear lets you run. And though many have tried, I know I'll be the one to make the devil cry.
it sounds just like right out of hell. Really cool. And let's see if I can figure this out. It's really a cool riff. This is so I figured it out. It starts on an F sharp. That's A, F, E. Very cool riff. Very demonic. I love it. All right, and next are the Scorpions, one of the few amazing German bands that I know. I mean, there's a bunch, but this is just like one of my favorites. As in, I mean, I knew some of their, I don't want to say newer stuff, but the 80s stuff, and I did have a CD. I think I had Blackout and the ones with Winds of Change. And I think they were never really like my favorite band, but the earlier stuff is really cool. And I love still, if you want to check out the couple of reactions that I did with Alexia, Cells of Charon, and that solo is just amazing. So I think here on the third album, they were still with Uli John Roth. But I'll immediately know if it's him or not because he has a very distinctive style. He plays a lot of, you know, arpeggios and the harmonic minor scale very, very fast. And just the way of playing is very recognizable. So we'll find out. And let's do this is called Drifting Sun and from 1975, the third album. This is a longer one. So get yourself a drink or something, pause the video, and then resume and enjoy. So here we go. Drifting Sun by the Scorpions. Here we go. Man, they have such a good sound here. They have such a good style, and as they call him, I mean, I guess his name was still Ulrich. I mean, it's Uli John Roth, but here it's Ulrich Roth, which is the same. But it was him, and then I was like, is that Klaus Meine on the vocals? Because he would just do this shine on, the shine on above, but it's him. So I was like, maybe there's somebody else on. Um, oh, wait a minute, vocals on Drifting Sun. So that's Rudolf Schenker who's singing, and then Klaus Meine is just doing the shine on. Really cool. So yeah, I was kind of like, I was thinking about that. So it has, that's kind of cool because it does have Rudolf Schenker. It doesn't have um Michael Schenker anymore. I think he was just on the first album. Let's see. So this is the second album. So I was super wrong about saying it's the third. Yeah, because the first album had Rudolf Schenker, Michael Schenker, and Klaus Meine. Those were the originals. And then here on the second one, Fly to the Moon, it's they got Uli Roth, who's like amazing. I guess Michael and Uli are on the same level, but I just like Uli's style more. I don't know why, but it has Rudy Schenker, and then some changes here on the drums and bass. I guess those were like the ultimate lineup for a while. But yeah, I just love their sound. They're so heavy here, and I just love 70s Scorpions. It's like so much better than 80s Scorpions. But I mean, it's really, I think, whatever you like more, because the 80s stuff is also amazing. So, okay, let's continue. good, very good. But I am happy that they that Klaus Meine like was definitely their vocalist, and because he has he has I mean such power on it in his vocals, and he's so like his singing is so epic, you know. I mean, compared to Rudy's singing here, Rudolf Schenker, I think he has a good voice, but he just doesn't have a singing voice. I think it was a good experiment just to have him sing this song, and it was composed by Ulrich Roth. But I think they did the right choice to keep him as a vocalist, and it's just like fantastic. I mean, Scorpions without Klaus Meine is like not the Scorpions, you know. But this was great. I mean, the solos here were fantastic, great riffs, the whole song. It was on the longer side. The middle section was not my favorite. You know, I think it was not very necessary to keep the song going, but they did it anyways. And I mean, you know, it is what it is. It's their second album, but I think uh yeah, they just got better, you know, with each album, literally. Because I remember Trans, I've heard some albums from Trans, and then Virgin Killer is just amazing. And then Taken by Force. I mean, all these albums, all these this one I don't know, Love Drive, but I mean, everything by the Scorpions just got better and better, and then they took the leap into like the commercial realm, and then they got super. I mean, they were just like this heavy metal band, and then they did decide to go more into the ballads and stuff, and just like more 80s, you know, rock songs, straight up still metal, but just maybe shorter, not so much soloing, not their psychedelic elements that they had, and then they became basically this powerhouse that we know now, Scorpions, this like larger than life band, you know, like ACDC and Metallica. But I think their first albums are their greatest. Yeah, like musically speaking, are their greatest work on a music from a musical standpoint. I guess from a radio standpoint, the other stuff is more accessible, which I do understand. But hey, this was a great marathon. I love that you mixed it up with some original Sabbath, then some Tony. I always say Tommy. I don't know why. Tony Iommi, um, with somebody else on vocals, you know, that I didn't know, and then some Dio, Sabbath, and then some Scorpions, some classic Scorpions. It was great. I love this stuff, man. Thank you so much for just like introducing me to more, because it's a slow process to get through these albums, because we don't really want to react to anything, because then we don't have anything to react to, because I would write you an email like, hey, I've heard this before, you know. So we kind of try to go with now what people request and what we do together. And most of the songs I send to Alexia anyway, so she can, you know, catch up. We have like a folder for that, so she can catch up on everything that I listen to, and we keep track of everything we record. So we put it in a folder, and then we check before reacting to it if we've done it before. Because when you react to so much music, you kind of tend to forget. Like, have I heard this before? I'm not really sure. And there's so many albums and so many names that repeat themselves. You know, like you know. I mean, the band a band has sometimes the word. I don't know. You know, like I don't know, you know, like Iron Maiden has so many words that repeat in their lyrics and in their titles, so it's difficult to keep up. But thank you, Michael. I do appreciate it. I hope you had a fun time, everyone, with this, and a little bit of guitar playing. I hope that, you know, mixed it up a little bit. But thank you again so much for considering, you know, and for purchasing a marathon, you know, for sponsoring it. It's a lot of fun. Thank you so much for doing it, and I'll hope to see you guys in the next video. Thank you.